Hello everyone, I welcome you all here. And as we all know that we are only left with 23 days for the upcoming APSC CSE prelims examinations. Last 3 day to এনেই গুচি যায় টেনশ্যনত আৰু কি কৰিম কি নকৰোঁ এইকাৰণে only 20 day effective 20 days are left for the examination. So in this 20 days we can't read all the topics of all the subjects. So I'm come up with all 65 most important topics which one must read or revise before going to the examinations. So one thing I would like to note here that I'm not saying apart from these topics questions will not come. I'm just trying to say that these are the most important topics and cover 80 to 85% of the questions that comes in the examination. And we all know that we only require some extent 75% around to clear the cutoff with a good margin. We don't require to achieve 100% accuracy or 100% marks. I hope I'm clear. So without wasting much time, let's start. So in polity section, the features of Indian constitution is very important. Features like parliamentary form of government, democracy, sovereignty, what does it means, or what are the features we borrowed from other countries, everything included. Fundamental rights, fundamental duties, DPSPs and preambles must read. You have to read and you have to clearly understand behind it and revise it. Parliament and state legislature is important. President and governor is also important, and all the important articles related to it you should also remember. Panchayati Raj institutions, in these topics you should know the important articles, the acts related to it, and the committees like B. Balwant Mehta committee, Ashok Khemka committee, like this way. And important plus latest amendment acts like 100 to 105th amendment, constitutional amendment acts are very important. And important the older but important ones are like first amendment act, 42nd, 44th, 61st, কি হৈছিলে এইখিনি আমাক জানিব লাগিব আৰু ৰিভাইজ কৰি থাকিব লাগিব, কাৰণ মই কুৱেশ্যনছ চাইছোঁ, প্ৰিভিয়াছ ইয়েৰ কুৱেশ্যনছটো চাইছোঁ আৰু তাত মই এইখিনি পোৱা। আৰু judiciary is very important articles related to it, collegium system, what is it and what does it not, because this collegium system was important, this the only thing because it was highly in news. So emergency provisions is also important. Constitutional bodies and non-constitutional bodies are also important. In economic section, money and banking you can avoid. These topics are written for me, but if you have less time then you can go with macroeconomics like GDP, inflation, unemployment is very important. 5-year plans, its objective, models, durations, everything you need to revise. नीति आयोग के स्ट्रक्चर के बारे में पढ़ लेना. एंड पॉवर्टी रिलेटेड फैक्ट्स कमिटीज एवरीओ important হয়. Committees like Tendulkar committee, Lakarwala committee, everything is important. External sector and BOP not required for. International organization and groupings are very much important. Like you can read about IMF, World Bank's, WTO, RCEP and World Economic Forum, and the reports they publish. It's also very important because sometimes it's been asked. And in ecology or environment topic, national acts, policies and bodies are important, like Wildlife Protection Act, Forest Acts and Environmental Protection Act, Water Act, everything is important. But if you have no time, then just go with WPA and EPA, okay? International laws and conventions are important. Sometimes questions have been asked, like UNFCCC, UNBDC, etc. And pollution and climate change is all-time favorite topic. Plus protected areas, this is a must here, because national parks in news, wildlife sanctuaries, biosphere reserve, tiger reserves, and Ramsar sites and newly wetlands, these are all important, especially of India. And biodiversity and ecological basic concepts, you if you have read earlier then it is important, do revise it. And if you haven't, then just leave it, not required. So in geography, read about atmosphere, forest or natural vegetation, especially of India, climate, especially of India, and soil में क्या होता है ना, types, structures, etc. This especially of India and Assam obviously. Drainage system, mountain ranges. Drainage system is like a river system, mountain ranges, agriculture में types of agricultures, types of crops like kharifs, jaid, rabi, this kind of important crops like tea, copper, how it produce, how much temperature it required, what kind of soil it requires, or India's rank in production of different type of crops. Like in sugar production we rank 1, like this way, okay? Resource and industry is important, and map locations, the maps, the important places in news of that way, the oceans ka map, sea ka map, these things are important. And tribes in news, especially the particular vulnerable tribal groups, are very important. In history, you can go, in history there are four parts, like modern history, ancient history, medieval history, modern history, and art and culture. So this is the priority order you should have. Modern history first priority, ancient second, art and culture, and medieval fourth one. Okay. In modern history, what you have to read is about timeline, the pre and post Gandhian era. Personalities, important personalities is very important, like their books, their movement, their contribution actually. Books, movements, newspaper, and the organization they have formed. Then comes acts, like from regulating acts of 1773 to government of India act 1935, everything in detail. Detail নহয়, অলপ ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট পইণ্টছবোৰ পঢ়িব লাগিব। আৰু ফ্ৰীডম ষ্ট্ৰাগল মুভমেণ্টত দুটা ভাগ কৰি পঢ়িব লাগিব। ফাৰ্ষ্ট নেশ্যনেল লেভেল এণ্ড ছেকেণ্ড ওৱান ইজ ছ'চাইটেল লেভেল। ইন নেশ্যনেল লেভেল উই হেভ টু ৰিড এবাউট ৰিভল্ট অফ 1857, স্বদেশী মুভমেণ্ট, নন কপাৰেশ্যন মুভমেণ্ট, চিভিল ডিছঅবিডিয়েঞ্চ মুভমেণ্ট, কুইট ইণ্ডিয়া মুভমেণ্ট, সেইখিনি। আৰু ছ'চাইটেল লেভেল, social and religious reforms movement, peasant movement, tribal and civil movements, like this way. Okay. Important congress sessions are important, and some important viceroys are there, and their policies are also comes in the examination. I have seen this in PYQ series, and you have also seen, you must have seen actually. In ancient India, what do we need to read about? IVC, Indus Valley Civilization, Maurya and Gupta empires, Harshavardhana. Harshavardhana is just because it is very much linked with the Burman dynasty of Assam. That's why. And Buddhism, Jainism is a very not a huge topic, just small topic. Buddhism se ek do question aaya hai, that's all. So if you have time, then read. Otherwise, ignore. Medieval history in foreign travelers are important. Mughal empire is important, and Delhi Sultanate is important. Just do read about it. If you have loosened book na, go through it multiple times if you possible. Art and culture, you can read about architecture, dance, and paintings. This is important. Now let's the important part, like Assam history. What we need to read in Assam history. In ancient history of Assam, we need to read about Mahiranga Danav to Burman dynasty, everything, which is not very much. Assam history can be completed in one single day if one study well, okay? Because I have completed it, so that's okay. That's doable. In medieval history, Ahom dynasty is very, very, very important. I cannot emphasize enough. So, in medieval history, there are different dynasties like Sutiya dynasty, Khen dynasty, Kasari dynasty, sorry, Koch dynasty, dikhini. So their dynasty is important, capital, important kings, and contribution is important. And in Ahom dynasty, event and battles, famous kings, and their nicknames is important. And monuments, temples, building they have made or built, it is important. And another important personality like Lachit Barfukan, he was not king, but he is important. Like Atan Bura Gohai, this kind of personality we should know. And in modern Assam is very important, because very important and very easy to cover, because what we need to do is just to add the people from Assam in relation to the national event. For example, in revolt of 1857, we have already covered in the Indian history wala part, and what we need to do here is just add Maniram Diwan and what happened during the time in the Assam. That's all. In Quit India movement, add Kanaklata Barua, contribution of Kanaklata Barua, Kushal Kumar, and Pushpalata Das. That's all. So easy, na? That's how you should cover, or we should cover. Other Assam specific topics are important, which because Assam covers 33% of the examination, the question of the examination. So that's why we need to be very careful about it. So different tribes and their culture is very important. Culture is like their traditional costumes, festivals, and musical instruments, most importantly. And their dances sometimes come, sometimes don't. So it's depend upon you. If you have time, then do it. Theatre is important, both staged and mobile theatre. First in Assam, this just first writer, first awardees, Gyanpit Award or the Arjuna Award. Like this way, you have to remember. Important literatures or awards is also important. Census 2011 is important. Or National Family Health Survey 5 is important. I have not read it, but when I solved the question of Assam, that legal meteorology wala, then I found a question from it. That's why it's important. It becomes important because APSC is like thoda level high, no? That's why it's important. I have the document, I have read. So if you want, then I will make a video on that also. Actually, I can make video on each topic, but I have I don't have the time. I have to read myself also, na. That's why. That's the problem. But I want to help you all, but what can I do? Sorry for that, huh? Again, then next topic is bordering states and country. I have made a video on that, that Assam, how interstate borders of Assam, international border of Assam, and in bordering states we need to also cover that border disputes with different states and how much area of disputed area, the kilometers and all, and if there is any agreement between the states or not, like recently concluded Namsai declaration between Assam and Arunachal Pradesh. This kind of things which is also in current affair we need to cover. River system like Brahmaputra, Barak is major river, so we need to cover it, and projects on them, the hydroelectric projects, whatever the important ones should cover. And mountain and hills of entire northeastern region is important. Economic survey and budget of last years like 2022 to 23 is important, and the schemes and data covered under that, it is also becomes important for us. Yeah, Indian State of Foreign Forest Report 2021 was the latest one. So in that report, the northeastern special data should be remembered. I have made a notes. If you want, I'll share it. And then comes the important personalities with respect to literatures, sports, music, theater, and social, even social service is important. I can give examples of all, but just giving to social service. Social service may you can add na, Jadav Payang sir. So this way you have to cover it. In international relation is also becomes very much important in this video. In this section, you have to cover groupings like BIMSTEC, SARC, SCO, Quad, I2U2, AUKUS, etc. Because this all were in news. So we need to have a look over it. And places in news like Russia-Ukraine war was there, and the places of Russia, Ukraine, or the conflicting zones or the sea important sea nearby, we have to cover all the things because this way the question is framed, huh? So I hope this video was useful for all of you, and please focus more because exam is very near, and I hope you are reading like 7 to 8 hours a day because it's high time to read that much. And if you like the video, do subscribe my channel and share with your friends. Thank you.